welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda, and today I'm out in my garden and I'm about to put some fish emulsion on my plants. Got to get it shook up really good. And I got 3 containers out here that I'm going to be using. This is a 2-gallon. And this is a 2-gallon because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill them up. And I'm going to try to get this done quickly. This one don't say, but I think this is 2 gallons. So that way I can kind of do it quicker. This is my garden picture, y'all. I'm not going to use this in the house, especially after I put some fish emulsion in, because y'all know this stuff smells bad. But I'm also going to put some of this Alaskan more bloom on my sweet potatoes. Because you all know I told you all in my previous video that I'm not going to harvest those sweet potatoes right now. Although I did consider, y'all, after I went out there and I saw that one rotten sweet potato on the top, I kind of panicked. And I was like, okay, it's time to go ahead. It's time to harvest these sweet potatoes. But as I began to dig a little on the surface, I was only getting some small, what do you call them? Buds, whatever. Not buds. Potatoes. Call them potatoes, but it's something else that I was trying to think of. But I am going to go ahead because I want some big potatoes when it's time to harvest. I don't want to have to, but the one I did, I harvested one. You remember I had it in the previous video, or the video before that, that was really a nice size sweet potato. So, you know, I would like it if all of them were that size. Sometimes you get those big, huge ones. I'm not trying to deal with that because what are you going to do? Make one sweet potato be the meal and then you're subject to run into a lot of fibers. What do you call that? String and stuff. I don't like that in my sweet potatoes. I want my sweet potato to be smooth and creamy. And I like them to be of that baking size because that's what I do with most of my sweet potatoes. I used to do the, dice them up and fill them with sugar and all that. I don't do that as much. I do that every now and then. Mostly if I'm having company and they like that and they want, you know, they be like, oh, no, I want that, what you call that candy sweet potato thing you used to do. So sometimes when I know someone's coming who loves that, I'll go ahead and I'll do that. But most of the time for myself and my children, we'll do just a baked sweet potato. And we don't want a big sweet potato. We just want a regular size sweet potato. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mix up some of this more bloom and I'm going to pour on there because this more bloom says that it promotes vigorous root growth. So that's what we want in those sweet potatoes. I decided I'm probably going to leave these sweet potatoes, well, at least until I had said another month, which would put me at the end of September. But I'm not going to put a limit on it because mainly I'm going to wait until my sweet potato vines completely die back. Y'all, I'm having problems with my tripod. All I need to do is go and take it in the house and tighten it. I say every day after I finish recording that I'm going to take it in there and I'm going to do it. And then the next day I'm back out here with this thing wobbling all over the place. But I have to deal with it for today because, y'all, I am waiting for my freezer to get here. So they texted me and said that my driver had finished his last drop and I was going to be the next stop. So I'm waiting on my freezer to get here today. So I will show you all my freezer. I told you all I have filled my freezer up with just getting stuff out of my garden. That's mostly what is in there. I have some other stuff in there too. One day I'll show you all the stuff that I've got in my freezer. But for now, you know, I have some burgers in there, some chickens. Not these chickens, not these chickens. But I have some stuff that we purchased from the store. And I have some frozen vegetables that I purchased from the store also. Back to the sweet potatoes. We're going to put this, what did I say the name of it is again? More bloom. It's called more bloom. My stuff is kind of wearing off. But yeah, this is called more bloom. I'm starting looking down the road because I'm looking for that truck. Because I need to, you know, go ahead. I got some okra and stuff sitting in there on the table that I need to go ahead and get into the freezer. And it's about, you know, I've been waiting. They were supposed to get here last Wednesday. And so they texted me and said they wasn't going to get here until today. So I'm okay with that, but it just kind of put me in a crunch because I had stuff that needed to go into the freezer. Which one thing I'm going to put in the freezer is the pesto that I made in a previous video, because I had already made some pesto, but a viewer asked me to make some pesto to show how I made mine. So I made more pesto. So I got a little bit, not very much of what I already had. So I'll take some more out for us to eat on, and then I will go ahead and put some in some freezer bags. And I also have the bread that I baked. I want to go ahead and I want to freeze some of it because I had 2 loaves, which I should have made 3, but oh y'all, that bread is so good. And really, my favorite way to eat it, I ate it fresh when I first got it from the oven, and I've been eating on it since then. But my best and favorite way to eat it is to kind of put a little olive oil in a pan and then slice it and put it in there and kind of fry it. I call it fry it because I'm not putting a lot of olive oil in it, but I put enough in there to kind of fry it. Yeah, it's good. It's so good. And so if you make that, and I never can think of the name of it, but it's a baguette. That's the bread. And so I've been calling it everything, but it's a baguette, and it's very, very delicious. So yeah, I've talked enough about this here. I'm rambling, I think, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to fill up my containers. I'm going to put some more bloom in there for the sweet potatoes, and then I'm going to put some Alaskan fish emulsion for the rest of my plants, because it's been taking, it's like 2 weeks, I know, or more, that it's been since I put some fish emulsion on my plants. And so they were long overdue, especially my seedlings. You need to be sure, once your seedlings start getting some true leaves on them, to go ahead and to put some fish emulsion or what other liquid fertilizer at a lower strength to begin with. But I'm going to put this on full strength today. I'm ready for them to go ahead and get a burst of energy and get ready, because I'm so excited, y'all, about getting my stuff put in my garden. I want all these little plants that are coming up. Matter of fact, I had one right here behind me, this cauliflower. And I was trying to do so many things at one time, but I passed by the table and saw this cauliflower was looking so pretty, and you know, look how it's grown. And I was like, okay, where can I put this cauliflower? I never could find anywhere to put it, and I end up getting distracted and doing something else, so it's still sitting on the table. But y'all, I am very excited, and I'm very excited about this little breeze that is blowing, y'all. It is a great day to be out in the garden. And so we're going to go ahead and get this started, put this water in these containers, and I'm going to measure out my fertilizers. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some of this on him, hopefully before the truck gets here. Okay, y'all, why just now I could not think of the word tubers. Tubers is the word I was trying to think of. But this is what the tubers were looking like that I pulled out. And yeah, these are okay. You know, I could peel these, and I would peel them, and I would dice them, and I would eat them. But this is not the size that I'm going for. I don't know, you know, I'm sure all of them are not this size, because as I showed you all, I did have one nice size one. But no, we're not trying to go for that. So that is why I decided to go ahead and stop the digging thought and put this more bloom on here and give it some more time. Yeah, I had my little raggedy pitchfork ready, and then I got embarrassed of it, and I was like, well, embarrassed and a little scared of it, because look closely. Y'all, this thing's so raggedy. It's been here for, oh my goodness. I know it's probably over 20 years old. Scared I was going to get splinters. So I do have another one that I had pulled out. Although it don't have the sharp prongs at the fork part. It's not that sharp. This is a more dull one. Probably safer too. But it does have a good handle on it that I don't have to worry about getting a splinter. So I went ahead and pulled it out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and fill my containers up. Yeah, I'm feeling this because this water is still kind of warm, although the temperatures are not as hot as they were. I guess it has been laying out here this morning and the water is still kind of warm. Okay, so now what I want to do is go ahead and take I'm going to pour more bloom in one, and that's going to the sweet potatoes. Okay, vegetables and bedding per gallon, 2 tablespoons. So I'm supposed to be putting 4 tablespoons in here. So let's do 2 more. I'm gonna consider this a tablespoon. So that's 4. That's 3. That's 4. Now I wasted stuff on my gloves. My goodness. All right, it's okay. So that one is this is the fish emulsion. So I'm gonna put fish emulsion in this one. I have to give this a little rinse off to get that top clean. Whew. Okay. And then I'm going to add the more bloom to this one. Give it a shake. This one is not as thick as the fish emulsion. It's more watery. I'm just gonna pour some 2, 3, 4, because as water as that was, it felt like I was gonna get this all over my hand. Put another drop. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and here I am looking for a stick again. Find me a stick to stir this up with. I'm gonna have to keep something around here. I don't know if you all have noticed, but ever since the weather has cooled down, it seems like everything is looking so much better. It's just not as much of that dead leaves. It just looks so much better when stuff is not drooping. And I'm gonna be glad when we get some rain, because right now everything's kind of dusty. But for the most part, the plants are looking so much better because they were, going down. Okay, so you want to get it stirred in good, and for anyone who may not have ever used any of these, and y'all got some on my glove, I'm going to have to just give my glove a rinse. Okay, so first, what I have to do first is, I was going to say first, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to water in my potatoes. So y'all, let's go back here and water them in first. So if you saw my previous video, what I did was came out and I poured a whole bag of potting mix on top of the tubers that were showing, that some of them were popping up through the soil at the surface. So I went ahead and I added some more potting mix and some plant tone organic fertilizer, because I want them to go ahead and be covered out of the sun. And I had noticed that a while, and y'all, it just was so hot, I just never got around to doing it. I would like to say this is out way at the edge of the garden, and it was one spot that I wasn't coming too much. Come and give them a little water and then I would leave, but the plants at one point, because of the heat, were looking like they were dying back. But now, in the last couple of days, these plants have started to look good again. That is one of the reasons that I chose not to go ahead. Y'all, waltzes can start flying around me. I do not want to get stung by anything today, or bit, or any of that. But, yeah, the plants are looking much better. So you always want to water it in really good before you add your liquid fertilizer. Because you're not using the liquid fertilizer to water them, you're using the liquid fertilizer to feed them. So you're going to go ahead and get them watered in really good. And that's what I'm doing right now, just giving them some water. And this way the liquid fertilizer will be able to reach the tubers, because if you just put it on this dry soil, then that soil is going to absorb the liquid fertilizer and it may never reach the tubers. So I want to get this on, and hopefully we're going to be getting a rain soon. I have not looked at the forecast, so I don't know if we have rain in our forecast. What is this? A wasp? Where are these wasps coming from? I must be very close to their nest. So I need to go ahead and put my liquid fertilizer in. I think I may have this water in good enough. These wasps know I didn't bring the raid out with me. That's why they're acting like they're acting. Okay, so I have my, what is it called? True Bloom. Y'all keep forgetting the name of this stuff, but it's Bloom something. True Bloom, I think. And so I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to pour it in there. I lost my little spout off the end that would make this come out more evenly. But I'm going to just go ahead and pour it in. I'm going to use this entire watering can on this. And as I told you all, I already have put some granular fertilizer in here. So now that is going to help to make me some larger tubers. While I'm back here, I'm going to go ahead and water my beans, my peas that I planted yesterday. It could be something eating my seeds, because I have a seed that is on top of this soil. And I know I put all my seeds underneath the soil yesterday. So something could be eating the seeds is why I'm not getting my germination. You remember when I had the corn out here, something ate my corn. But I don't think that would probably be the same thing, because I think it was probably deer that ate the corn. This probably would be a job for a bird or something like that. These are on top of the soil. I see a bug. That could have been what it was. But I'm going to push these seeds underneath this soil. And I put some extras in here so that it would, that I get a better chance of germination. I'm not gonna give up, y'all. I'm gonna plant something in here that is going to give me a harvest before fall. So hopefully this is it, and I won't have to plant anything in here for a while. Okay, so now we can go back over here and start to pour fish emulsion on the rest of my plants. But y'all, there go the Lowe's truck. Estimating where something's gonna go, you know, when you purchase something, I either get something and I get it and it'd be like, it's too small, or I get it and it's too big. Y'all, that is a big freezer. I did not have a plan for a freezer that big. When I got it, ordered it, I had a place picked out that I was gonna put it. It was in my laundry room where I had a refrigerator previously. And I decided, you know, I had to have a freezer, so I got rid of the refrigerator that was in there. It was an extra refrigerator. Was not planning on that huge freezer. It's gonna get used, but I had to relocate the area, and I had to move out another freezer and bring it and put it in that spot. So it's gonna take some configurations, but it's in there for now. But y'all, I got an appointment. Okay, but I told you all how I had filled up this #1 freezer that I had filled up. This is #2 freezer that I have filled up. And this is the one that I just got. So there is a lot of space inside of this freezer. There's room on the door. Get that later, but there's plenty of room on the door. So I just wanted to come back since I told you all I was going to show it to you and I forgot. So now y'all, I got an appointment, so I'm gonna have to go. So I'll talk to y'all in the next video. Bye bye.